I was unable to pay him child support for a child that I was caring for. I was the one taking care of his daily stuff, on top of having to pay a man child support that he's not staying with.
Rewritten. I was unable to pay him child support for a child that I was actually taking care of myself. I was the one handling all the daily responsibilities, and on top of that, I'm expected to pay child support to someone the child isn't even living with? That makes no sense. And yeah, she straight up says she's not paying anything. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more heated courtroom moments. Now let's get back into it. This one is seriously intense. We've got a wild courtroom showdown featuring a mother who is refusing to pay the child support she legally owes. And let me tell you, things get out of control fast. She gets extremely emotional, starts making excuses, and by the end, completely loses it. Meanwhile, the dad stays pretty calm and composed the whole time, handling the situation like a pro. At one point, his friends even join the Zoom call just to support him. But here's the twist. The mom has already lost custody of the kids. We don't know the exact reason, but now she owes over $3,000 and is doing everything she can to avoid paying it. You can feel the tension building throughout this case, and trust me, it gets messy by the end. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But for now, let's jump in and see how it all plays out.
Payments to you for the support of the children?
No, sir.
Do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the court as it relates to this case?
No extra information. Well, you know what? She did. My son did run away when he was in like the summer of before he turned 18, and then he went to go live with his brother. So that would that's what he did, and so he's lived with his brother for about, I say about 7, 8 months. I can't remember the exact time. It's been a long time.
It's been a year.
And did you agree during that time frame for the child to live with someone else?
Yeah,
No.
to live with his brother.
No.
Ms. Hagwood, no one's asking you a question right now.
And just to confirm, sir, about how long did the child live with the other sibling?
It's about 7 or 8 months, I believe. I am kind of off. Like I said, it's been a very long time.
Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Sherry Ann Baldwin.
I'm sorry, is your last name also Hagwood?
That's my maiden name, and it's Haygood.
Haygood. Okay, thank you, ma'am. As it relates to the child support judgment, the state has calculated that you owe a total of $2,367.20 as of March 31st, 2024. I'm requesting that you pay that back at $150 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount, ma'am?
No, sir.
Explain to the court why you're not in agreement to the amount that you owe.
Well, I
don't know about you guys, but I can already feel some bad energy coming from this Sherry Hagwood situation. The judge clearly isn't happy with her. She just interrupted the other person mid-sentence, which already puts her in a bad position. And not gonna lie, it's kind of funny seeing the guy's friend sitting quietly in the corner of the screen, just watching everything unfold. But seriously, let me know what you guys think so far. From the guy's demeanor alone, you can tell he seems calm and confident, like he has nothing to hide. Meanwhile, she keeps interrupting and trying to twist the narrative. So far, it's not looking great for her. Let's jump back in and see what she says next.
2022 from my oldest son, who is, Lewis isn't the father, of Dylan Haygood. And he told me that my son Lewis is there. He's been thrown out. And he doesn't know what to do. So I start helping. Lewis comes over here and he's staying with me for a few weeks. He's staying with his brother. And then finally he moves in with me April 1st of 22. And he's been away from his father ever since. Me and his brother's been caring for him, his eyeglasses, his doctor's appointments, getting him to court. I have documentation from the court stating that he was with me and his brother, probation officers that are willing to whatever y'all need them to write up. But I was unable to pay him child support for a child that I was caring for.
And during that time, thank
That's
you,
just
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And during that time frame, when the child started to reside with you, did you petition the court to change the child support to reflect
Yes,
that
sir.
the child was living with you?
Yes, sir. I called y'all immediately and I emailed the court paper that I had stating that he was living with his brother. And then I went and got the lady told me to do this.
Ms. Hagan?
The whatever child support officer I spoke with told me to go file this with the courts, and it's my name is Sherry Ann Baldwin. I am the mother and the child of Luis Mendoza. He has resided with me since April 1st, 2022, and is currently residing in Johnson County. And it's signed and dated.
Again,
And
Ms.
then,
Hagan, Ms.
pardon
Hagan,
me.
the question that was asked is, did you petition the court to change the child support amount? Now, did you file a paperwork stating that the child was living with you? My question was, did you petition the court to request that the child support be changed to reflect that the child was residing with you?
Yes, sir, I did.
What's their case number, ma'am?
Well, I called y'all and told you that he was living with me and not the father. She told me to send in the paperwork that I had, so I did. And then she said she had 190 days to contact the father and that y'all would get a hold of me. And then she said that they froze the funds. And so I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not buying this at all. Something just doesn't add up here. Either she's not being honest, or she's pretending not to understand how this works. Because let's be real, if you want to change child support payments, you can't just stop paying. That's not how it works. You have to go through the court, file a motion, and officially request a change. If you don't do that, the payments keep adding up over time, and it only makes things worse for you. So I don't know if she's confused or just avoiding responsibility, but this situation is definitely questionable. Even if the child was staying somewhere else, that still doesn't automatically change anything legally. You still have to get it approved by the court. Right now, her story just isn't making much sense. Let's see if she explains it any better as we continue.
To the medical support, ma'am. The state has calculated that you owe a total of $849.32 as of March 31st, 2024, and requesting that you pay that back at $50 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount, ma'am?
No, sir.
And could you explain to the court why you're not in agreement to paying that amount?
Because I feel like I was the one caring for his needs. I was the one taking care of his daily stuff, on top of having to pay a man child support that he's not staying with. I don't have extra money like that. I can't be taking him to the eye doctor and to appointments and feeding him and clothing him and paying him his father child support.
And just to confirm, ma'am, when you say that you're paying the father child support for a child that's residing with you, when exactly did you pay those amounts to the father?
I have documentation of every child support payment I ever made, and I have documentation of it.
And ma'am, were
And
you able to review
pardon?
the report that was provided on the screen as it relates to
I
the
couldn't
child
really
support payment?
see. I couldn't really see, but
And
I
would you like for
stopped
me to
paying
for that
after April
April of what year, ma'am?
22. I stopped paying, and that's when I went and got the documentation that he was living with me full time.
All right, we have to understand one thing. The Attorney General's office is not the court. You can ask the AG's office to do a lot of stuff. You can ask them questions. You can ask them to file something for you that might have
Written. I really like how the judge is handling this. He's calling her out in a very direct way. Because honestly, none of this is adding up. They've been divorced for years, probably around a decade, and you're telling me she just forgot how the system works? If you've been dealing with child support for that long, you should know by now that any changes have to go through the court. That's basic procedure. Up until now, she's been somewhat holding it together, but in this next part, things take a turn. She's about to lose control completely, and the judge is not going to let that slide. Let's finish this and see how it unfolds, because things are about to get heated.
then it's almost like nothing ever happened because the AG has discretion to do what they like, which means they could file something or they could not file something. They didn't file anything. Separately, what you're supposed to do is file something with the court, and nothing was ever filed with the court. I don't work for the AG's office. The judges in the courthouse don't work for the AG's office. So you can tell me all day long that you talk to the AG's office, but that's not the court. So I can't modify your order. You were responsible to modify your own order if the AG didn't want to help you, or if you wanted to do it on your own. It's very simple to do. And that hasn't happened. So you owe these arrears. It's a very small amount. You owe the full amounts that are owed. You decided not to make payments. So you owe $2,367.20, payable at $150 a month, and medical support arrears of $849.32, payable at $50 a month. If there's money on hold, then they will try to forward that towards those amounts. And then if there's any remaining balance, then those are the monthly payments. All right, y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You ain't getting shit.
Ms. Haygood, you want me to find you in contempt of court? Ms. Haygood, I can fine you $50 for contempt of court for cussing in my court. So please, don't act like a child. We don't need
I
that.
thought I was off. I thought I hit the button. I'm sorry.
Okay, be respectful.
Wow, that was honestly embarrassing to watch. And to be real, I don't think she's going to pay that amount at all. This case happened a while ago, and there aren't any updates, but it's easy to imagine how this might have turned out. Most likely, the payments just kept piling up. That being said, after watching everything, I'm not even sure the guy deserves the full amount. Maybe part of it, but if the child wasn't living with him, then the full $3,000 does seem questionable. But regardless of that, her behavior in court was completely out of line. Even if you think your mic is muted, talking like that in front of a judge is risky. As we saw, it only takes one mistake for everything to be heard. And that $50 penalty for her outburst? Honestly, it could have been worse. She directly challenged the judge by saying she wouldn't pay, which just makes her look bad and undermines the authority of the court.